Howdy, deplorables. Welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. I'm doing all right. Just do some pork steaks in the oven. Gonna chow down in a little while. Today's Sunday, a little after lunchtime. So that means I get my ice cream today. What an exciting life, Norm. What an exciting life. Hey, so I was kind of going to take today off, but I watched And We Know. This, by the way, if you don't have this channel in your repertoire or your library, you're missing out. This 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 guy covers a lot of different things, and he's great. He's really good. One of my favorites for sure. You can catch him on Rumble. The channel's And We Know. All right. Um, I'm gonna add this link when I'm done. I highly recommend you watch the whole thing. He covers so many different things. Uh, like here it says, so this one is 5/3/24 election interference. We the people united and strong. Fake protesters stand and pray. Fake protesters. Yeah, I just want to add to that those protesters you see, those guys are paid. I've seen the flyers. Come over here and join, and you can get like $300 a day, depending on your position, just to go and protest. And the more the trouble you cause, probably the more money you can make, right? These are paid actors, basically. They don't give a crap about the United States or Palestine or Israel or whatever. They only care about money, which I think is disgusting. Um, and if you're an American citizen and you turn on America just for a few $100 a day, I just there's not much worse than that. You know what I mean? Satanism and what they're doing to the kids and trafficking is worse, of course, but well, it's kind of falls in the same category. If you're a traitor, that's not good, right? That means you don't care about the people in the country that you're supposed to be standing up for. I don't dig it, man. Um, Also, there was a report done, I think it was Juan O'Savin earlier, or maybe it was even this channel. I think I saw a little Juan O'Savin earlier. I think it was him that said it. He goes, if you noticed, those police that are going to those universities and are arresting people, he goes, they're not police, they're military. They're dressed in police uniforms. And he goes, they're not arresting everyone. He goes, they're there. They know who to arrest, who to look for. When they see that person, they grab that person and take them out. And I can see that in some of the videos I've seen. I can't vouch for that in everything, right? And he probably can't either. But that's going on. We're in a military timeline, and we have been, right? Trump is a wartime president. So, anyways, this little part, we're going to start right at the 56-minute mark, looks like. This has something, this has a lot in a nice little 6-minute package. That's all that's as long as this is, and then the video's over, right? I got to come up with a good headline for it. So if you click on this, which you did, I'll have the headline. I'll make the headline after we watch this together. I'll make some notes, and I'll try and give it the right headline. And then I got to find a thumbnail too, probably. You guys got me working. Anyways, this talks about the Federal Reserve, how it's fake, always has been. IRS, same. Constitution. What else did I make? The City of London, the Vatican, and Washington, D.C. Those are, it's like a triangle. That's a good way of putting it, because we know the all-seeing eye is inside the triangle too, right? Or the pyramid. They're all corrupt. They're satanic. They're evil. If you guys don't know about the Vatican, oh my goodness, go over to Real Weekend or just Weekend Warrior 17 on Rumble, and just put in Vatican, and you'll see some amazing things. He's got some good videos there. Even the statues that are around the Vatican are satanic. Disgusting sexual acts being done. I saw some of that. My parents are from Austria. So my dad's brother was dying when I was somewhere in the 6th grade, just going into 6th grade. So he took me with him. And I saw some weird looking statues when I was a kid. I wasn't at the Vatican, but and that was kind of the artwork for back then. You know what I mean? Sexual things, I guess. But the Vatican, I mean, full blown with children and stuff. All right, this video is not about that. You want to see that stuff? I told you where to go. If you forget or whatever, rewind, or send me a message, and I'll try and find the link for you. But it's real easy. Weekend Warrior 17 at Rumble. He's real Weekend Warrior on BitChute. Just type in that again. He made a couple of videos about it. It's pretty evil. Pope wearing red shoes. Red shoes means skin made out of children. Okay. I'm not going to get into it. All right. I guess I kind of did. All right, here we go. All right. Let's get rid of big old ugly me. Turn me off. I prefer to be turned on, but all right. Enough of that silliness, Norm. Let's do this. Here we go.
Playing out. I've had this one saved for a little while, but I wanted to show this first. Blair Cottrell. Why invade a country when you can just buy its institutions, turn its women against its men, make transvestites of its children, sell the wealth generated by its labor to foreign investors, then introduce a foreign army as refugees and diversity to finish it off? Very interesting. When you always look to the past to see what they've been playing out, I thought this clip right here. Who does DC really belong to? Who's controlling all the levers of this power? What do we do? What do we keep telling folks about changes in 1871? What constitution is DC really under? I want to show you this before we close today, something I've been holding on to now for a while. How they've been planning this for a while and who's really in control.
In the Vatican, a third city-state was officially created in 1982. That city-state is called the District of Columbia and is located on 10 square miles of land in the heart of Washington. The District of Columbia flies its own flag and has its own independent constitution. Although geographically separate, the city-states of London, the Vatican, and the District of Columbia are one interlocking empire called Empire of the City. The flag of Washington's District of Columbia has 3 red stars, one for each city-state in the 3-city empire. This corporate empire of 3 city-states controls the world economically through London's inner city, militarily through the District of Columbia, and spiritually through the Vatican. The Constitution for the District of Columbia operates under a tyrannical Roman law known as Lex Fori, which bears no resemblance to the U.S. Constitution. When Congress passed the Act of 1871, it created a separate corporate government for the District of Columbia. This treasonous act allowed the District of Columbia to operate as a corporation outside the original Constitution of the United States and outside of the best interests of American citizens. A sobering study of the signed treaties and charters between Britain and the United States exposes a shocking truth. The United States has always been, and still is, a British Crown colony. King James I was famous not for just changing the Bible into the King James Version, but for signing the First Charter of Virginia in 1606. That charter granted America's British forefathers a license to settle and colonize America. The charter also guaranteed that future kings and queens of England would have sovereign authority over all the citizens and colonized land in America stolen from the Indians. After America declared its independence from Great Britain, the Treaty of 1783 was signed. That treaty specifically identifies the King of England as the Prince of the United States and contradicts the belief that America won the War of Independence. Although King George III of England gave up most of his claims over his American colonies, he kept his right to continue receiving payment for his business venture of colonizing America. If America had really won the War of Independence, they would never have agreed to pay debts and reparations to the King of England. When Congress passed the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, the U.S. President was made subservient to the King of England. The 13th Amendment is called the Title of Nobility Amendment and forbids U.S. presidents and their officials from using royal titles like king or prince or baron. For some mysterious reason, the 13th Amendment, which was ratified in 1810, no longer appears on current copies of the Constitution. America's blood-soaked War of Independence against the British bankrupted America and turned its citizens into permanent debt slaves of the king. In the War of 1812, the British torched and burned to the ground the White House and all U.S. government buildings and destroyed ratification records of the U.S. Constitution. 1 century later, a corrupt U.S. Congress committed the biggest theft in world history. They passed Paul Warburg's Federal Reserve Act in 1913, handing over America's gold and silver reserves and total control of America's economy to the Rothschild banksters. Most Americans still believe that the Fed or Federal Reserve is the government. It is not. The Fed is a privately owned banking system whose majority Class A shareholders are the Rothschilds, Warburgs, Kuhn and Loeb, J.P. Morgan, Rockefeller, Israel Seif, and the Lehman Brothers. This private banking cartel is the Fed and is never audited and never pays taxes. They print and design America's money, which displays their symbols of an Egyptian pyramid, a Masonic all-seeing eye, and the words "In God We Trust." Who exactly is the God they trust? They also collect American taxpayers' money through the IRS. Then they loan it back again with interest to pay for roads, bridges, and other public. Most U.S. citizens believe that the United States is a country and that the president is the most powerful man on earth. The United States is not a country. It is a corporation, and the president is president of the corporation of the United States. He and his elected officials work for the corporation, not for the American people. Since the United States is a corporation, who owns the corporation of the United States? Like Canada and Australia, whose leaders are prime ministers of the Queen, and whose land is called Crown Land, the United States is just another crown colony. Crown colonies are controlled by the empire of 3 city-states. At the center of each city-state is a towering, phallic-shaped stone monument called an obelisk that points skyward. In D.C. city-state, the obelisk, known as the Washington Monument, was dedicated to Freemason George Washington by the Freemason Grand Lodge of the District of Columbia.
How about that? All this history playing out for us to learn and grow. We do our research and we start finding out so much more. And many of you are already aware of all of this. But it's just a good reminder. We're watching who's pulling the levers of power and how we hope they're being taken out day after day. We're fighting for life. We're fighting for good. We're at war. Not everything will be clean. There's a scare necessary event that's going to be coming. Do you trust the military? Do you trust the chain of command? We're in control. Have faith. You were chosen for a reason. You're being provided the highest level of intel to ever be dropped publicly in the history of the world. Use it, protect, and comfort those around you. And, of course, that was posted by President Trump, 5:21 p.m., 5:21 on the drop.
So that's a Q drop. For those of you that heard through the media or through some idiots that Q isn't real, you need to do your own research and not listen to idiots, because this is the military talking to us, right? They're giving us clues. They're helping us. And in turn, we help them. We're working together to bring down the evil ones, right? The satanic pedophiles and stuff. Believe it or not.
If he wins.
All right. So with that being said, well, let me just go to his page here. So Anduino and 440 Mopar. You car guys will know what that is. If you like the video, think about hitting that beautiful like button and subscribing. Be cool, stay cool. I thought there was something I was going to say and add to that. There was. I guess it doesn't matter. Let's keep this one nice and short. And love you guys. Be cool, stay cool. We'll see you on the next one. All right, take care. Spread the word. We need people to wake up. All right, take care. God wins.